Good evening and welcome to Spotlight. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyaya. On the show this evening, we're bringing you a shocking case of apathy in Mysuru. Two policemen died in a head-on collision with a bike. They bled to death after this collision, following which their jeep rammed into a state transport bus. While these two men died of profusely bleeding for close to half an hour, not a single person came forward to help them. There was a crowd that gathered there. Instead of helping, instead of trying to stop the flow of blood, instead of trying to pull these cops out of that mangled jeep, what they did was click pictures. These men were on their way to Suttur to make security arrangements for a Yatra.
If there are silent spectators and if they don't come to the rescue, they also must be held guilty of not rescuing. If such a law is brought, then people will come to the rescue. And I think it should be done by a responsible government, be it the state government or the central government.
I personally condemn the way the people have behaved around that incident actually. The Supreme Court has already given an order that whenever there is an accident on the roads, you can take them and admit in the hospital. Even the government itself will pay the first, the money. And they will not disclose even the name of the people who take them and admit. And I even heard that he was asking for the help, screaming, please someone help me, someone help me. But still not even a single person went and tried to remove them from that place. Instead of that, they were taking pictures. And I don't know whether they have humanity in them or not.
Joining us on the phone line is Vrinda Dige. Vrinda, your first reaction?
I think it was very, very cruel on part of the public over there. It just goes on to show that they are not simply complacent, but they are indifferent and insensitive. The last couple of weeks, we've been talking about police insensitivity, not wanting to file cases against women, violence against women. But here we are seeing how the public has not had even an iota of regard for human life, dignity of human life, nothing. There is no respect for human life. People have been taking photographs and videoing the whole thing, but not calling the ambulance or going to help those people, knowing that they have met with an accident, knowing that the golden hour could have saved them. And I think it's criminal. Not simply complacent, but criminal on the part of the public to be so complacent, indifferent and insensitive. And one wonders how they are sitting on Facebook and Twitter and giving all their messages and information, but unable to lend a helping hand to their fellow human being who is suffering, and two people have lost their lives because of this apathy and complacency of the public.
You know, Vrinda, in the past when accidents like these happen, we would say, well, people don't want to be harassed by the police and, well, they don't know whether they should get involved in an accident case like this. But we know there's a Good Samaritan law now, and they were not just standing by, they were actually clicking photos, which makes it much worse.
Absolutely, and that is why I use the word criminal, because it cannot be any different word other than being a criminal, being cruel, looking at a human life suffering, looking at somebody whose life maybe is in danger and could have been saved, and yet sitting and playing with your gadget. That just goes to show that we cannot call ourselves human beings anymore. Where is our sensitivity? Where are our emotions? Where is our ethics to respecting human life? When we have a law, the courts are not going to be troubling us. The police is not going to be troubling us. They know that we did whatever we did in good faith. But that help should have been extended. And this is what we are losing. This is what we now have to take responsibility for committing a crime of complacency.
Vrinda Dige, thanks very much for joining us. Our first caller is from Hyderabad this evening. Ashok Kumar Rana is with us. Good evening, Ashok.
Good evening. See, the life has become so cheap it looks to be. People have gone commercial by taking photographs, and they want to sell the first photograph to some people who might expose it in a big way. But certain cases where dying situations, still they have, humanity in India was supposed to be one of the greatest aspects. I think it looks that people are losing their thing for petty reasons.
Ashok,
Hello?
thanks very much. Ashok, thank you for sharing your thoughts. But at some level, one may want to dwell on Brinda Adige's point there she made about the police. We blame the police for not showing sensitivity. We go after the netas who do not show sensitivity. But, well, this is a reflection of the society we are. Partha Ghosh joining us from Hyderabad. Good evening, Partha.
Yeah, good evening. See, I have an opinion here. That
Yes.
is that, it is not just that the society is, members of the society are apathetic to the situation. I think the real study or the real character begins in the school. How many places do the schools really teach how to really do the first aid, how not to be afraid of the accident, how to really go approach and take the time is safe. I think there are problems even, which emerges from the school level.
That's a very fair point, but don't you think your first instinct would be to call for an ambulance rather than click a picture or make a video? Right, we seem to have lost that link. We have Vipin Sharma with us from Chennai. Good evening, Vipin. Hello, Vipin Sharma.
Yes, speaking.
Yes, please
See,
make your point.
it's really sad that, these people are suffering on the road and nobody is taking care. They're just clicking pictures. It's just inhuman. At the very same time, somewhere or other way people have to be assured that they will not be harassed by the cops later if they go and report and pick them up and take them somewhere. Unfortunately, what has happened, our laws are very, very ambiguous. If somebody tries to help someone, suddenly he becomes first business of the crime. So that is why I think it is very sad, unfortunate that these people, they're suffering and they died and nobody bothered. However, it should also be ensured that people have to be told in their own language that, look here, if you are trying to help someone, nothing will happen to you. You will not be harmed by the cops. Unfortunately, it is the cops who are suffering here. Thank you.
Right. For your information, we do have a Good Samaritan law in India that makes sure that if you've helped someone in a case like this, you're assured protection from the police or any other authority. We have Advocate Vilas Thali with us from Panaji. Good evening, Advocate.
Good evening, madam. I am really shocked to see the conduct of the onlookers there. And in my opinion, time has come to legislate some law. And if in my opinion, these people who are clicking photographs should be put in jail. There cannot, it's a criminal, as Mrs. Vrinda said just now, a few minutes back. I cannot understand where our humanity has gone to. So this is total criminal, and those people should be taken to task if they can be identified.
Absolutely. Thanks very much. In fact, before the Good Samaritan law was made, the Law Commission believed that 50% of road accident deaths could be prevented if people were assured that they will not be harassed by authorities when they go in and help victims of accidents on the roads. Unfortunately, they did not take into account this kind of apathy at display. And this is not about Mysuru. We've seen it in Delhi. We've seen it in other cities. Time and again, these videos emerge which show us how insensitive sometimes people can be when they are witness to a tragedy like this. Two policemen, they lay there in the mangled jeep for about 25 minutes before dying. The inspector in there died right after he was brought to hospital. Dhani Kumar with us from Bengaluru. Good evening, Dhani.
Yeah, good evening. Really, it's a shameful part of Mysore citizen that these people were looking and victims were asking for help. These people are trying to take photographs of that. And what happened to this young generation today, the young generation, I don't know. These people are not bothered to save their life. These people, the society has to really, what we call, we should bring more awareness to this young generation. Thank you.
Thanks very much for joining us here, Mr. Dhani Kumar. Is this about this generation? Is it about people in general? Is it about a particular city or region? We don't know, but we've seen these videos or similar stories emerge from various parts of the country, and we've asked very often if India is indeed a nation of bystanders. Look at these pictures. These men gathered around the Jeep after this accident. It hit a bike, and then there was a head-on collision with a state transport bus. The driver of the Jeep, we understand, died on the spot. The inspector sitting next to him lay bleeding profusely for 25 minutes before the Mysuru SP reached the spot and took him to hospital. Not one person standing there stepped forward to help in any way possible. And what's even worse is the fact that they were standing there clicking pictures instead of helping the victims. And this, as Brinda DK also pointed out, is the golden hour. An accident victim on the road has to be given help within the first hour or two to increase the possibility of his or her survival, and that very crucial time was lost because people were trying to capture this tragedy on their mobile phones. We have Annie with us from Bengaluru. Good evening, Annie.
I just looking at these pictures, it is so shocking. It is actually shameful on a human being to act in such a manner. They have no shame at all. They have a law that people can go and give help, and they won't be called in the court. They will not be called at the police station. But there should be a law that whoever is caught taking a picture will be penalized in any accident in future.
Right, Annie. I understand. I understand your outrage. Thanks very much. Do we need a law to tell us how to be human? That's extremely, extremely unfortunate. We had Jyoti with us from Kolkata. Hello, Jyoti.
Hi. I'm not surprised at all because I have a bad experience in Mysore a couple of years back. I was traveling in a rented car, and there was two people who was, on the road, probably from the accident because there was a motorcycle next to them. And the driver did not allow me to stop because he said, "Sir, ab phas jayenge." So this is not new. This is not new. Plus, Karnataka police is very, corrupt. So they're afraid of them, no doubt. I don't wonder.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your experience. That was 2 years back. As I've been saying, since 2016, we have a Good Samaritan law. So this is our appeal to all those people who are watching. If you see an accident like this, please step forward and help. There is a law in this country to ensure that you're not harassed by police or any other authority. Vinod Kumar is with us from Bhiwani. Good evening, Mr. Kumar.
Hello, sir. I am calling from Bhiwani, Haryana.
Ji.
Sir, this is on the papers only that no question will be asked in the hospital or in the court. And the people are not, they want to help.
Okay.
They want to help, but they don't know what type of action they can take at the court.
So they start clicking pictures?
Yeah.
So they start clicking pictures? They don't know what should be done? They don't know if they will be harassed? So, well, what else do you do at an accident site? Let's make a video.
At the accident spot, what we can do? Some type of training should be given to the people.
Okay. Okay. Vinod Kumarji, thank you very much for joining us from Bhiwani. So people should be trained on how to respond in case of an accident.